This guy is being dubbed as the Canadian Chris Watts.
How do you feel about this whole thing? I mean,
terrible, of course.
But to know the police are calling this a homicide, to know that someone has killed a 22-month-old child.
It's crazy.
But you're saying that is not you.
Of course not.
On May 7th, Robert was officially charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, and his trial began in October of 2021. He actually pleaded guilty to Jasmine's murder, but he said he did not kill Aaliyah. His defense team argued that on April 17th, Robert picked up Aaliyah from daycare and brought her home. Jasmine was gone, so he played with Aaliyah. She watched that TV show The Wiggles. They were all just hanging out. But at one point, she apparently wanted to go to the kitchen, which was upstairs, and as she was walking up the stairs, she fell backward and hit her head. But he said she got up and she seemed fine, so they ate dinner together, they watched some more TV together, and then Robert put her to bed. Then he went outside and he smoked a cigarette and made himself a drink. Jasmine came home soon after at around 7, and at 9 p.m. she went upstairs to check on Aaliyah, and she found that she wasn't breathing and she was unresponsive in her bed. And according to Robert, Jasmine became enraged. Hello, of course, she's a protective mother, so she started yelling at him. She started accusing him of killing Aaliyah, but that made him angry. And he says he took that hammer and hit her on the head until she fell to the floor. Then he went and got a gun and he shot her to make sure that she was really dead. Then he grabbed a blue moving blanket from downstairs and wrapped Jasmine's body up in that blanket, and then he used a towel to clean up all of the blood. He threw the towels away, made himself another drink, and then he fell asleep. Over the next couple of days, he buried their bodies and he burned as many things as possible. The autopsy had showed much more serious injuries, though, around Aaliyah's head and spinal cord. It wasn't really in line with a fall on the stairs, and that wasn't all that came out in that report. The medical examiner also found injuries in her genital area, and it suggested that she had been being sexually harmed. So the prosecutors believed that when Jasmine got home on April 17th, she caught Robert in the act. She freaked out and Robert killed her to stop her from telling anybody what she had found him doing. Then he had no other choice, they think, but to kill Aaliyah and make up this story about her falling down the stairs, all to cover his tracks. Robert was given an automatic life sentence with a chance of parole in 22 years.